pledge, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The clerk would please call the roll.
Mr. Hupkey. Here. Mr. Jones.
Here.
Mr. March.
Here.
Mr. Ham. Mr. Bowden. Here. And Mr. Heck.
Here.
Approval or corrections to the minutes of the November 28, 2016 regular village board meeting. Are there any additions or corrections? If not, a motion to accept is presented.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Jones, seconded by trustee March.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. March.
Yes.
Mr. Hupkey.
Yes.
Mr. Bowden.
Yes.
Mr. Heck.
Yes.
Accounts payable and payroll. Payroll pay period ending 12/3/16 in the amount of $47,767.09. December the 5th, 2016 in the amount of $19,125.36. Accounts payable general fund $89,567.40. Motor fuel tax fund $3,000. And the water and sewer fund $41,127.07, giving a total of all funds of $133,694.47. Are there any questions on any of the payroll and bills?
I'll make the motion to pay the bills.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Hupkey, seconded by trustee March.
Mr. Hupkey.
Yes.
Mr. March.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes.
Mr. Bowden.
Yes.
Mr. Heck.
Yes.
Public comment and/or questions on any non-agenda item. We'll move on to reports of committees. Police chief's report.
I really have no report for the gentleman. I introduced you to Brian King. I've asked the clerk to give him his oath of office because he'll be gone in Springfield before you ever meet him again because of the holiday season. So that'd be an opportune time to get the oath out of the way and proceed with that.
Very good. And Brian, the board acted on his hiring at the last meeting.
Yep, so the oath of office is an important statement that every officer makes as they get hired in their beginning of their career. Taking a few of them in my day, and so we're happy to have him on board, and so a few minutes of Donna's time, and the mayor and Brian step on up. Just right up next to her and
Get out of the way.
There's one for you that makes it easier. Will you raise your right hand for me, repeat after me. I, Brian King,
I, Brian King,
having been empowered to uphold the ordinances for the village of Peotone,
having been empowered to uphold the ordinances for the village of Peotone,
county of Will,
county of Will,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Illinois compiled statutes,
the Illinois compiled statutes,
and the laws and ethics pertaining to municipalities,
and the laws and the ethics pertaining to municipalities,
and that I will faithfully discharge these duties
and that I will faithfully discharge these duties
in the village of Peotone
in the village of Peotone
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Okay, now all I need is signatures.
very good.
Sign here and sign here on both of these. One is yours and one is mine.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'll get Brian out of here so he can.
All right.
You want to say for the board meeting, but I'll let you off.
Engineers report.
The board may recall back in June, IDOT was looking at changing some of their roadway functional classifications, which pretty much allow villages to use federal funding for their routes. And one of their proposed changes was to remove Ratchy Road from the system, which we didn't agree with. So we drafted up a letter, Greg reviewed it and sent it in, and we pretty much said Ratchy Road should remain a a major collector on their system, and that we also believe that Joliet Road should, for all the way to Route 45 for connectivity. So they reviewed the village's comments, and they ended up adding Joliet Road, keeping Ratchy as it was, and also they added West Street onto their system from Joliet all the way to Wilmington Peotone Road. So that's really good news for the village because they can get federal funding for West Street now for a future project resurfacing or.
Yeah, so that's very good news, and the next time that'll be.
Likely the call for project won't be till 2018 again, because they did one not too long ago when we applied for Ratchy and Corning resurfacing, so. But in the future, we can most likely get 80-20 funding for West Street.
And that's a road, that.
Needs it.
Yeah, it needs it, and it's used a lot,
Yeah.
in the village, so that's very good news.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Drew. No old business, we'll move on to new business. Item A, business registration, Molly and Han Schulte, Holly Wash LLC, doing business as Super Wash located at 840 Wilmington Road. So we have an application here for a business registration from the Schultes, and I do not believe they are here. They are proposing, they're taking ownership of the Super Wash, and they are keeping it basically as is. There was one question in the brief description of the business. I don't know if you can answer this, Donna. They've got to purchase and acquire the land, building, and equipment located at 150 North First Street. Is that just a?
That's a typo.
A typo?
on their part,
Yeah.
Because it's Wilmington Road.
So I say we change that, of course, to the 840 Wilmington Road.
I'll move that we approve business registration as amended.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee March and seconded by trustee Bowden to approve the business registration with the address, correct, trustee Bowden? The correct address being 840 Wilmington Road in Peotone.
Mr. March?
Yes.
Mr. Bowden?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes. Item B, hire part-time police officers. Chief?
I've submitted a letter to all the board members that I'm recommending the hiring of 3 people to go to part-time police training pending their completion of the state power test. That's a mandate they have to pass before they can go even be enrolled. But these candidates have been, if they can pass the test, unfortunately the test is after your board meeting because you have so many days to have to do the test before enrollment. So, and I won't see you till, I know it's gonna be heartbreaking, it's after the new year. So a lot of it, if they pass, fine. If they don't, then they can't go. So I'm just asking for your approval of this, and we'll trying to get our staffing back up where we need to be on part-time, and hopefully can. It's a 6-month class. They're moving this one. Usually it's a 9-month program, but they're making it a 6-month class. A lot of it's done online, and they meet on Saturdays.
Do any of these guys, I mean, none of them have any prior experience?
In different levels, one of them's Harold Dameron's EMA coordinator for Will
I
County.
recognize that name.
Matthew Cortez is a correctional officer for Will County.
Okay.
And John Ruckman is a local fireman here. So John's the one that has no
Police background.
police background, but he's shown a strong interest over the last few years to become part-time.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Hack, seconded by trustee Jones to approve the hiring of Harold Dameron, Matthew Cortez, and John Ruckman as part-time police officers pending the completion of the state power testing.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. March?
Yes.
Mr. Huckabee?
Yes.
Mr. Bowden?
Yes.
Item C, award the Ratchy Road Lift Station Generator Project.
Bids were received last week on December 6th for Ratchy Road Lift Station Emergency Generator. 3 bids came in. The low bidder was Thompson Electric at $57,400. Thompson Electric has done the work for the last several generators, so the Public Works is familiar with Thompson. So them being the low bidder, and they've worked in those before, we recommend awarding to Thompson Electric in the amount of $57,400.
And I see that's right at the estimated cost.
Troy, is there gonna be a holdup with the gas line like there was on the Song too?
We hope not. We started early coordination with NICOR already. The big holdup last time was, I think, because it was a Will County route, and NICOR originally submitted their permit to IDOT, not Will County. But even after that, it was mostly just NICOR getting it scheduled, which is what took most of the time. So we started as early as we could, as soon as we knew about the project coordination with them. They've already been out there and looked at it, but get them going as fast as they can.
Any other questions or discussion? If not, a motion to approve the awarding of the bid to Thompson Electric in the amount of $57,400 for the Ratchy Road emergency generator.
Motion. Second.
Motion by trustee Hack, seconded by trustee March.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. March?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Huckabee?
Yes.
Mr. Bowden?
Yes.
Item D, hydrant replacement quotes, M&J Underground Incorporated and Sunset Sewer and Water Incorporated discuss quotes and award project for hydrant replacement project.
We had a couple broken hydrants. They were fire hazards to the homes that were around there. So Jim and I had talked about getting some quotes to replace those hydrants because, again, we got to keep fire safety up front. And we popped one just opening it, and we know what we're doing. And, as you know, young firefighters get up there and hammer that thing, and we're going to have a problem. So anyway, we did need new hydrants. We contacted 4 or 5 different companies. These are the 2 bids we actually got back. Sunset Sewer and Water out of Frankfurt gave us a quote of $22,275, and M&J Underground was a little bit higher at $24,433. And I think, if I remember correctly, Jim was more comfortable with M&J Underground because of past history. So we would be going a little bit higher.
Kevin, do you have any insight into this?
I've used both companies. I've never had an issue with either one of them, but I don't know. I didn't get to talk to Jim, so I don't know if they're using the same hydrants or what they're doing. What's he got budgeted for this, do you remember?
I think he had 25.
When would they do this work? Immediately or when it gets warmer?
Probably now when it gets a little warmer.
Yeah.
Or if it warms up enough in a period of time, they can get in right away. M&J is usually pretty good. Well, I don't know the other guys that well, but I know M&J is pretty good about coming out quick.
Well, I know they're trying to keep all of the hydrants uniformed. I mean, that was my understanding, using the same type of hydrant.
Right.
Discussion, thoughts?
Jim's the expert. I think if he's more comfortable with M&J, spend a little extra and deal with it.
I know he does a lot of work with M&J over the course of the year. They do a lot of help with the water mains and so forth, too.
I think the familiarity was his reason.
Yeah. So I would be looking for a motion to approve the bid amount of $24,433.71 from M&J Underground for the proposed replacement fire hydrants.
And if we could make part of the motion to waive
To waive
competitive
competitive bidding,
bidding and award it to the second,
yes.
based on our past relationship.
I will add that to the motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee March, seconded by trustee Jones.
Mr. March?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Bowden?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Okay, item E, revisions to the liquor license ordinance. We have some draft documents in your packets in regards to the liquor license ordinance. I think these are items for discussion tonight.
If I could just start, and I'd be interested to see whether, I just was creating some strikeouts, and in the copy of the draft you see in the first Class A license, I seen later as I was looking at it that my strikeout emblem went into the $1,000. That's supposed to be, I understand draft, that's why it says draft, not. The other avenues from the discussion that took place at the last board meeting was our different license classifications. They can be very confusing. So with that, Donna and I sit down and reviewed some of this. And because we really have only one business that uses B, C, or C1, and that's Tony's Pizza, who's a C1. So we took Tony's and moved him to Class E with the other restaurant slash the pizza, the fire pit, and the Sammy's. And got rid of this beer and wine for Tony's. It said alcoholic beverages. So with that, for discussion, we just struck out Class B, C, and C1 licenses because Tony's was the only one there. And the beer and wine specification difference throughout the rest of the license classifications, we just use the terminology alcoholic beverages. Because the only one it affects is the gas stations, and by regulation, they can't sell anything except beer and wine. So that's part one of the draft. The second part, talking about hours, the second document, I did see that I left off the fee increase for the Class D license, and the other discussions was the packaged liquor sales for Class A licenses stopping at midnight till 6 a.m. So I'm open to any discussion points. Like I said, these were just drafts of the parts that were discussed. So I thought I'd get it back to the board to get, so we can work on it till the new year comes up, so we're not trying to shove a lot of stuff at you. So, you're probably like, oh, I had a few moments. Donna, I found her, we sat down and talked about it and said, hey, let's recommend we just get away from the beer and wine confusion. It's alcohol, no matter what you call it, except gas stations, and get away from some of these classifications that we're not using. Oh, last but not least, we did define at the bottom of the big document, we called it, it's called Class F, but defines a Class G license, which is for gaming, and it had the fee that was discussed here.
And I know that was something that, some people felt
Yeah, so
we needed, some people we don't.
So that's just in the discussion points for that. I just wanted to point that out. So anybody else, I'll let talk.
Well, I'm just curious, so is that like a legal definition where gaming machines are the primary attractions? I mean, is that something, like, how do we determine what's the primary attraction?
When we've done these kind of licenses, we've created more, I think we call it like a video gaming cafe / bistro license with a definition of what that entails.
Yeah.
So we could kind of beef this up.
Flush that out.
Yep.
Yeah. Because like I said, that was my thought, what's to stop somebody from having one of these and saying, well, no, I'm a restaurant, I should be in this other,
Right.
you know, there's gotta be some,
Well, I just used this was the exact same wording that Moni has.
Okay.
When that board brought it up, I got all Moni, and that was all they had in the wording for
I
their
think if
gaming.
we can beef it up a little bit, if we're gonna leave it in, you know, I would like to see it, you know, beefed up a little bit.
Well, I'll send that part up to your office. I've got it all in Word or whatever, and any changes, we'll send it up to the attorney in the draft form.
There's just a little typo in there.
Yeah, I see, I caught the as.
Are
Yeah,
as.
AAE, that's why it says draft.
Right. I understand.
There's a word out there, AE, I just didn't know what it was. Spell check didn't know it either. They liked it.
Chief, is the plan to roll this all into one ordinance? Is that okay?
Yeah, I think it's okay to have it all as one with the changes.
I think that's cleaner when you're doing a big,
Yeah, I just was taking, because these are on two different segments instead of going through the whole
sure.
112. I was just trying to remember what was discussed and do some strikeouts to get it back for the board to see comparisons. So we didn't, because I know we talked about our time frame. But I just was stressing more important of consideration by this board to strike out some of those classifications.
And I think it cleans it up quite a bit.
Chief, the one, didn't we eliminate the Sunday 11 a.m. sale? It's on the last page. Didn't we say we allow
Yes.
sales, right?
Yes.
I'll have to check the wording, and I apologize, because some of this stuff I was cutting and pasting.
Right.
Because Sunday, yeah, they can be open till 6.
Right, Sunday's the same,
Sunday's AM.
every day is the same.
Yeah. And I'll meet with him and, yeah, because it was in two different
Yeah.
sections, so we'll review that too.
The only last thing I'd like to see addressed is the truck stop thing, just in case we have anything out on 57. And the, Bill, you brought up the state code, I think if we follow that, we're just fine with that.
Well, any place like a truck stop that is similar to us and sells fuel, so that would still be the, correct me, I think that is considered the D1, sells fuel and acts as a gas station. They would be allowed beer and wine because they can't do anything else. By our statute, in truck stops, is still considered dispensing fuel by the village standard. So how the attorney wanted to consider that, because the truck stop has a whole, as I showed you, is a whole different provision how they allow gaming inside of them.
Right. I just think we need to kind of visit that a little bit.
Yeah, because we couldn't use D1 because in order to get the video gaming, they need to serve for on-premises consumption, and a truck stop can, so we would probably create a new license category for that.
That's what I would think.
Oh, so truck stops, you can have video gaming
Yes.
with just
Well, yeah, that-
carry-out liquor?
Yes.
Oh.
Not with just carry out, you have to be able to, you have to serve it on.
No, I believe they also allow, it's just carry out.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, because the one in Mantino, that they consider that a truck stop because it's more than 3 acres, 45 and 9,000 Road.
Well,
Yeah.
there's one in Kankakee on Court Street, right by the overpass.
Right.
That is considered a truck, I mean, it has gaming.
And they have gaming and carry out liquor.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't serve.
Okay.
So, yeah, I know what you're saying, because initially when the rules first came out, they said pour, and the truck stop industry all came in and made a big donation, and everything went the other way. So, but I mean, we just, if we get something out there that's clean and desirable, that gaming would be really a help to the village as far as revenue.
Right.
So, just, you know, so you know.
Like I said, I'll get with the attorney, and this, another part I included because it was, I apologize going backwards, is one of the documents talks about Class D, where it's the grocery store. And I indicated in that, we included, that could not have consumption on premises unless it is for the purpose of tasting. Because I know we talked about Burkhouse and Casely, they have some tasting issues, and I think the tasting is pretty defined by the liquor code of what they allow. But that was just a provision in the discussion, I apologize, I should have, you probably noticed it, and I just underlined it, so, for that discussion.
Do any of the trustees have any issues or questions with any of the fee increases?
As I stated, I think at the last meeting personally, if these are the fees that we want to get to, I think, going to them now is the way to go. Trying to step it, I think it's not worth trying to take the time to step it. These liquor licenses are worth a lot of money, and going from the $550 to the $1,000 or from the $700 to the $1,000, I don't think that's going to put any business in peril. I think they're fair fees, and I think it's time, that they go up.
I did talk to one of the businesses being moved in classification, and I told him some discussion points of this. And I said, consideration is maybe for that, move you over to a different classification. But in that classification, it's alcoholic beverages, so we're not getting into just beer and wine. And he just said it is what it is. So just tell me what it is. I said, well, after a 28-year lapse in fee increases, so, but yeah, they had no, he really didn't.
But I'm just speaking for myself, I don't know what the other trustees are.
The liquor licenses are worth a lot more now than they used to be with the gaming. So it's not that big of a deal.
My only concern is we're trying to attract business.
And again, I don't think that this is gonna chase
But do people
anybody.
want to come here, or do people want to go somewhere else where there's more of a population?
But I think if you compare what we're proposing to go to compared to everybody around us, I don't think we're high.
At the present time, no.
No.
Absolutely not.
Right, so to me, that's not a question. That's not even that's a moot point. They're not gonna go someplace else and be less than this. Anybody else? Okay, so we'll go ahead and keep moving forward with this, get with the attorney, and we'll bring it back to the board in January, if it's possible. Item F, ordinance and ordinance for the levying and assessing of the 2016 taxes for the village of Peotone, Will County, Illinois. So this is the annual levy, spoken with the village treasurer.
And you can tweak
And she's ran the numbers. She feels like we can capture everything without going to a truth and taxation hearing. I believe we're at 4.175, I think is the number. There's no reason to go above, that. We're gonna capture everything that's out there to capture. So it will not require any kind of a truth and taxation hearing. Are there any questions on the ordinance? This would be ordinance number 16-08. An ordinance for the levying and assessing of the 2016 taxes for the village of Peotone, Will County, Illinois. Any discussion before a motion? Motion to adopt ordinance number 16-08.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Hupkey, seconded by trustee Bowden.
Mr. Hupkey.
Yes.
Mr. Bowden.
Yes.
Mr. Hack.
Yes.
Mr. March.
Yes.
Mr. Jones.
Yes. Yes.
And then item G, a resolution allocating tax levy to the individual funds of the village, property tax extension limitation law as amended. So this is the ordinance that's required to move that money to the individual funds. This would be resolution number 16-R08, a resolution allocating tax levy to individual funds of the village, property tax extension limitation law as amended. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Motion by trustee Jones, seconded by trustee March.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Marks?
Yes.
Mr. Tate?
Yes.
Mr. Herrick?
Yes.
Mr. Bowden?
Yes.
Questions in the process?
You want to ask?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know there's been discussion, normally the village hall with Christmas Eve, we're gonna be closed on the 26th since Christmas is on Sunday. I think in the past, the board has allowed the village hall to close the day before Christmas, or Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. So the question is, will we allow them to be closed on Friday, which would be the 22nd, 23rd?
Right.
Right, so Friday the 23rd and Monday the 26th. Does anybody have a problem with that?
Same as in the past, they were using
Right.
vacation days or whatever.
Right. Okay,
Everybody go with that?
consensus, okay.
I had a couple questions
Go ahead.
for you. on
Yes.
this. So, Troy, you brought up about the collector streets. So if we do West Street at some point, can you include money in that project to do sidewalks that haven't been put in West Street before, or is that not part of
Are you talking brand new sidewalks?
the? Yeah.
That's always questionable. Sometimes you could get them put in the project.
Because there's a lot on West Street that don't have sidewalks.
It's likely that we probably could put them in, since it is, or will be, once they officially do it, a federal aid route. So I think it would be an option.
Are there storm sewers there now? Would this project pay for storm sewers?
I believe there are there's storm sewers there, but whether or not it would be something that we'd have to look at.
I'm not sure if that's something that would be eligible for,
Yeah.
it's a transportation.
Actually, there's not storm sewers on all of it.
Right.
By the fair, it's open.
Right.
Fairgrounds,
right.
I mean, it always picks up water and it's a swamp.
If we want to do more of a reconstruction type job, then, you know, as opposed to just a resurfacing, we might be able to include storm sewers to improve the drainage for the road then. So,
Or would that drive sidewalks?
Yeah.
yeah.
Historically, when you do a project, how far out from the center of the street can be encompassed in the project?
It's usually the entire right-of-way.
Which is,
It depends on the street. Local street is typically 66 feet, but I don't know specifically about west. So the right-of-way usually includes the sidewalks, you know, the sidewalks are just inside the right-of-way.
And then, did you know, did the letter get sent to about the Hummingbird Lane?
The letter did get sent, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But unfortunately, this time that it's just
Right.
can't be done now. So we
Okay.
pretty much let them know that, you know, as soon as it gets warm, that
Okay. So when should we start bugging them? In the
as-
spring then?
as soon as asphalt plant's open, or, you know, to get it scheduled ahead of time.
Yeah.
can we impose a specific no later than date?
We can try.
I think, yeah, I was gonna say, I think we can.
Unfortunately, we got no leverage, so.
Right. But I think as we get closer, I think we can generate another letter and,
Well, yeah, this time though, we're gonna go around the engineer.
right. But I mean, we can plug a date into that.
Yes. Yeah, we can do a no later then. We can ask for a no later then. But I think, like I said, this time we'll go around the engineer and go straight to the boss.
And then Greg, last time we talked about setting up a meeting with Gallagher. Did you talk to them, or did we?
They haven't responded to anything yet, so.
Okay. We keep on them. I mean, I know it's a tough time of year. but
Right.
I don't want it to
think
just.
We can shoot for January.
Yeah, January or something, yeah.
What was that about?
Insurance.
They are looking at coming in the last time, when I did talk to the secretary, I told her to put on their calendars our work session. So, and I haven't heard anything negative to that yet, so.
Okay,
So that'd be the second meeting in January.
okay, perfect.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
You want any material prior to that? Well, no, the secretary was asking if
Yeah.
there was anything we wanted prior, so. Okay.
Anything else from the board?
Real quick, just to let everybody know, we got preliminary drawings from the fire department to build their building behind Pearl. Working with the attorneys to see what we need to do on the legal end of that to expedite it and get it out of the, not get it out of the way, I shouldn't say it that way. Get it moving.
This would be their station too.
This will be their station too, so if you guys have any questions or concerns about that, please let me know, so.
Did they figure out the entrance and exit on?
I'm not real sure. That's not our route. So,
Anything else? All right, if not, I would like a motion to go into executive session for two reasons. The first, to review and possible release of executive session minutes, and the second, for the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by trustee Bowden, seconded by trustee Hack.
Mr. Bowden?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. Hupkey?
Yes.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. March?
Yes.
We will go into closed session.